Rezocast, episode 108. We have good news and bad news this week. There's more bad news than good news, but I think the good news is really good. Starting with the bad news, Lego is still out of town for one more week, so he is not here. Triton is busy with work, and Mana's just, sleeping or something. So, it's just me, Hov, and the homie himself, Wilson. What's up, Wilson?
Just the two of us.
Sing it, boy.
We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
Okay.
Hov and I.
It wasn't quite as good as 50 Cent, but I mean, it was pretty good.
I mean, you right?
So, that's the bad news. The good news is, one, we have a winner to announce for the blue mics and headphones giveaway. Wilson, you think we should do that right now?
Dude, let's drop it like it's hot.
All right. Well, so what we did this time, if you guys haven't been following, we took all our past iTunes reviews, and Lego entered them all into, I don't know. He talked a bunch of stuff, but I wasn't listening. He entered he manually went through and took every one of the names of the people from our reviews and entered them in some random generator, and that's how we picked a winner.
It was like the lottery thing that sucks all the little balls up. Like he manually made one of those and put everyone's name into it.
Did you just say Lego sucked a bunch of balls?
I did, actually.
You did, I know.
I had to think about that. Never mind, continue.
So, first of all, thank you to everyone who left a review. They were super fun. Some were really nice, some were funny. Yeah, you guys are awesome. The fact that anybody listens to this ever is one of the most humbling, awesome things.
And I must say, some of you guys freaking nailed it. Some of you guys have been listening for a while.
So there was some OG stuff in there. So, the winner of this month's, which we will have another one at the end of November. We'll announce that on Twitter.
Damn, another one?
Another one. Monthly, fam. We're like never mind. So the winner this week is Eleneki.
Oh, let's go,
yeah.
Eleneki.
So that is our winner. You get your choice of a Yeti microphone, a Yeti Nano microphone, Lola headphones, the Compass boom arm, and the Radius 3 shock mount. Any of those three, and the two microphones come in a variety of colors, which you can check on the website because there's a lot. There's like 7 or 8 for each one. So that's good news part 1. What I think is the really good news, at least for this week, Lego's probably not going to think it's good news. But
I already tell where this is going.
One, there's only 2 of us, so there isn't as much chatter back and forth. 2, nothing really too new in Destiny this week, right, Wilson? Just kind of the TWAB and no big news, correct?
Not really. Yeah, you're right. Not really. I mean, there's things are definitely happening.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, right now, nothing really happened.
Yeah.
And so my thought, and I haven't even told Wilson this yet, I told him just follow my lead, which I think is a scary thought for anybody who knows me.
Dude, I got your back. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
But I mean, let's be honest, you were a little worried.
No, dude. I told you, I will walk through hell and back.
That's like my house.
It's pretty far. Never mind.
Matt Grundy says, I hope a Super Burger date with Hov is added to the loot pool for next month's giveaway. Matt Grundy, next time Triton and I go, you automatically win that one.
Damn.
Anyway, Wilson's going to lead us through the TWAB. And then, we're going to skip right to that. We're going to skip our weeks, because I think what we're going to do after that is we're going to have a little off-topic type of podcast today, I think.
Oh, shit.
What do you think about that?
We're going off-road?
We're going off-road in
going rogue.
In like a 92 Cavalier.
Dude, that
right?
That's like high school for me.
Yeah, right.
Except it was a 95 though.
I guess the year.
No, I wasn't in high school in 95. The car was a 95 Cavalier. But anyway, go ahead.
Wow, you're old.
This guy.
There's a couple things that don't have to do with Destiny specifically. Like us gaming that I do want to mention. And I'm assuming, just knowing us, we'll stick mostly to video games and probably the theory of where the universe ends. Nothing real deep.
We are not rehashing that topic live.
We could.
We could. I'm gonna need some drinks.
We're gonna need something. So yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. I think Wilson and I are at our best when we're just talking nonsense. So
Chemistry.
Lego, I say this every week, but I'm really sorry. Wilson, take us to the TWAB.
Yo, the TWAB, actual Destiny news. All right, so this week at Bungie for November 1st, 2018, there is some actual cool information here, but I'll start with some of the more lighter content. So they had I don't know if you saw the mask contest.
For sure.
Amazing pictures. My favorite one is definitely the dude with the Traveler helmet with a guitar.
You think?
Very amazing. Yeah, that's my favorite. Just because, I mean, like they're all freaking amazing, but like for some reason, like the colors really pop on that one for me. I don't know. I really like it. That's the one that I like. What was your favorite?
It's close for me. The second one on there, which is the guy standing in front of the suck room, Callus.
Yeah.
Holding his hand out is really cool. Wearing the Callus mask.
I was gonna say next. I'm gonna be so mad.
Does it have a whole bunch of engrams in it?
Yep.
Oh, that's so badass.
That one's really good too. Yeah, that one, the angle that they got on that one. Okay, yeah, that one's actually my favorite. That one's pretty.
Oh, look at that. But... we're like the same person.
No, but congrats to the winners. It's really cool. You get like an awesome emblem. I think is what was up for grabs. Is that what they're showing up there? Let me see this. Receive the special emblem. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, you get a really dope emblem to go with that. So congrats to the winners. And then the refer a friend quest dropped, which I thought the trailer was absolutely adorable. I'm not gonna lie. I liked the the one that they did for Destiny 1. Actually, they did that song, just the two of us, for the trailer for it. Yeah, it was really good.
Look at that.
Yeah,
like we're not
continuity.
Prepared.
Continuity.
Yeah, structured podcast.
Right? Full circle. Anyway, but if you refer a friend, you actually get some dope loot, dude. Like the ornaments and the let's see, you get a ship, a sparrow, an emblem, and an ornament for the Borealis sniper rifle, and it has this really awesome. Sometimes it has like a hint of orange, but in like the picture here, like the Borealis, it has like a Rasta vibe to it, man. It's just like metallic, scaly kind of. I don't know. It's really cool. I actually really want that on my sniper. That looks really dope. So this is actually one of the first times that they've had, in my opinion, some really worthwhile loot for referring a friend instead of just like an emblem. And getting messages every other game, having people asking you where you got that emblem. But I don't really know. Hov, do you know anyone that you could refer to the game? Because I'm pretty much tapped out at this point.
Yeah, I mean, anyone that I know like outside of gaming probably doesn't want to play this game. I have one friend that I got to play PC, but he already has it, and it wasn't during the refer a friend.
That's my thing too. I always refer people not during the refer a friend thing. Like,
yeah, like I should know that it's coming, but like I was like, yeah, get Destiny 2, and he probably hated me because Destiny 2, vanilla.
Right.
But he's back. He was just talking about how he's gonna get it and play it, so that's cool.
Yeah.
So absolutely. I won't get any of that shit, but you know what? I don't care. Like, not like in a bad way, but just like we've talked about. Like, I don't need it all.
Yeah. True. I know, dude. Destiny 1, I was like, I need it. I gotta have everything. And I'm like so much more of a chill mentality of just like, hey man, some things I'm just not gonna get. So, but that ornament does look really dope. But anyway, they go on to talk about some known issues with Forsaken, such as Hawthorne's Weekly Challenge, the Tree of Probabilities, Warden's Law, and 4 times the Charm. Xbox One X crashes. Oof, I didn't know about that.
Yep.
That's unfortunate.
That's because nobody plays it.
Oh, too soon, Hov. Too soon. And then apparently 150 round per minute scout rifles are not firing at their intended rate. I never noticed these things. You know what I mean?
Well, that's one, like, that's hard because one, you would have to use that, and two, like, I don't count, like, I just use it, and like whatever it is, I just assume it's right. Do you know what I mean?
You're not like Rain Man. Like after the match, you're like, there was 357 shots fired. Like
generally, no.
Usually, I'm trying to stay focused on the game. You know, like
not even that.
But yeah, known issues. That's cool. Again, they're killing it. They're always on top of the issues lately and letting us know that they know. So that's cool. But most of the meat and potatoes
Ooh.
of this Schwab, I love meat and potatoes.
Me too, especially meat.
Are are surrounding the Masterwork armor rework. So basically, to simplify it. Oh boy, I'm gonna try to simplify this. Let's see if I don't choke this. There's 3 families of Masterwork perks: Arc, Solar, and Void. Each one is going to, no matter if it's Arc, Solar, or Void, is going to give you a 1% damage resistance against any attack while you're in a super. So no matter which ones you have on, you're always accumulating resistance towards super, like defense in your super.
No matter.
However, you can mix and match the different elements to gain a percentage of defense towards that particular element. So you could go full solar, you could go full void, you could go arc, you could go rainbow, a little bit of everything in there.
Rainbows.
Yeah, no doubt. I would personally probably stack up one of each particular element. If a particular weapon is knocking you out of your super real easy, or you're just, if it's like a fixed elemental damage of a particular weapon, you could always stock up the Masterwork little perks towards arc or something like that. So I think this is really cool. I was actually kind of curious how they were going to break this down and how it was going to work, but it sounds like we're going to get a little bit more tanky. 15% damage resistance while in a super, plus the additional 15% from elemental damage. I'm no mathematician, but that's like 30%.
Will they stack? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah. So it says super resistance stacks regardless of family, basically regardless of whether you choose Arc, Solar, or Void. So if a player has, like basically how I explained earlier, like you can mix and match all the different elements, but ultimately you're building up resistance towards your super, and then depending on what elements you have, that's how much percentage you're building up towards that element. So it's pretty cool. Like I think that's awesome, because like I said, if there's a particular weapon that's kind of pissing you off, you might be able to get a slight edge on it if it has an elemental burn. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're getting knocked out of your super less, like I'm sure Spectral Blade dancers will be.
Who?
Spectral Blade users will be. Come on.
I killed one of those today.
I'm sure you did. It's pretty easy. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, rip.
Every now and then you come across someone who's got some pretty good movement with it, but like ultimately you can't determine if your melee is going to connect, and that's kind of the crappy part. Like I was hitting a guy one time, and I think I hit him 3 times before it registered damage. Like I was just pushing him. Like at first I thought it was like somebody on my fire team, because like I was just pushing him away and not doing damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that happened to me. A guy was just pushing me. I was getting pushed, and I was like, "What's happening?" And I turned around, and he was just swiping in my face.
Yeah, like bro, take it easy, all right.
He was upset with me.
Yeah, he was pretty upset. But other than that, that's pretty much it in the trial.
I do want to say they explained it pretty well. That like if you have a tier 12 arc and a tier 3 solar, you'll obviously have 12% against arc, 3% against solar, but 15% against or in your super.
Correct.
So that's how just a little numbers game.
Yeah. Oh, I will say in the movie of the week section, there is an honorable mention. Fortunately, no. Next time. There's definitely always next time. There's an honorable mention called "Your Chaperone Has Arrived." You should check out that clip, because this guardian, I should say, goes on a massive tear with the chaperone, and it's not just camping around the corner waiting for people. Like this guardian is on the move constantly. I'm pretty sure you see the entire we ran in like 2 minutes.
Really?
Like it's pretty nuts. Like it's a short video with high octane and good plays, and kudos to that guardian.
Nice.
That was super dope.
So that's the TWAB. Now, there are some things that I would like to talk about this past week quickly, because it's ironic that out of the 2 people left here this week, I actually had a big week. No, not big, but I did some things. And Wilson didn't really get to play. So, kind of a, little dichotomy there. But, I took a couple days to just work on light level, just a little bit. But I went up like 15 lights. I'm at like 575 finally. Because I haven't like, I've been mostly
light,
doing.
Like working on Guardians working on a 6-pack.
Yeah, not me.
You know?
Maybe him, not me. So last night I got my Redrix finally, and I got tonight
GG.
to 92 out of 100 headshot hand cannon precision final blows for Lunas. So probably right after the podcast, I'm gonna go play another game or two, and I'll have Lunas and Redrix.
Man, that's gonna be such a weight of. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna have these guns, and you're gonna be like, what do I even do now?
I'm gonna just use them both together and be a total scumbag.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're gonna be that guy. This is flexing.
But you know what? It's not even like at least I'm not using like something one hit kill ish. Like they're both good guns, but I won't have like I won't have a sniper or a shotgun or a fusion, right? So am I really that scummy, or am I just stupid?
Snipers are not scummy, but everything else mentioned was pretty scummy.
Well, no, I'm saying, if I use both of those and don't use a one-hit kill, am I being scummy? Like, they're both really good weapons, but, like, together, you take yourself out of the one-hit kill.
You have, like, a base +5 scumminess just for being you together. But
well, yeah.
With those two, I feel like, yeah, it'll be fine. You'll be all right.
Okay, cool. Do you think people hate me?
Do you think get some hate mail?
I was just saying, do you think I haven't gotten hate mail in a while?
That'll change.
Oh, thank God. I mean, I miss hate mail, man. Like, I used to get hate mail all the time.
I heard there was messages going around that was crashing people's systems somehow, so I
yeah.
didn't really want anything to.
Yeah, no,
that's real.
That got patched like 3 weeks ago, so you can.
I'm sure it did, but I still haven't changed my settings.
Open your messages back up.
I don't know, man. I get some pretty nasty. Like everybody gets like funny ones and stuff. Like I get actual like what's the word I'm looking for? Like just racially insensitive or like I get ones that like you don't even like repeating to your friends and you're just like, ugh, this guy.
I don't know, say some pretty ridiculous stuff to my friends. Other than that, I mean, really, I do want to talk about, since you haven't played much, do you have any thoughts on the murder mystery quest? Have you heard that whole thing?
I have not at all. The work season's been winding down, so we've been really crunching to get some stuff done. So I literally haven't had like any time to play the past week, like at all.
I know, it's sad. This is the first I've talked to Wilson in like approximately 2.5 years.
All of it's about to be done though. Like it'll be fun. About to have the whole winter time to just be lazy.
But I'm gonna just hibernate.
And hibernate together.
Aw. So the murder mystery quest unlocked at reset on Tuesday, and the first step, you got the quest.
Who did it?
And it was you had to collect journals, I think they called it, and the way to do that was either by getting legendary engrams or killing powerful fallen in the EDZ. 10 of them. So here's the problem. One, you could just buy 10 engrams from Rahul, and that counted. Or if you did the Glimmer extraction public event on the EDZ, there was enough powerful fallen that just did it. So the whole first step was 10 minutes, maybe, right?
Okay. That's first step. That's all right. I'm not worried.
Yeah, we don't get the second step till at least next week. It's time gated.
Yo. Okay. So who did it?
I don't know.
Any clues?
It's
did the fallen have any clues?
It's gotta be Rahul, right?
I mean, he's a jerk, but I've never taken him as like the murderous jerk.
But he only maybe he's like, well, there's this other Cryptarch, and now he's trying to move into the tower because the reef's gone.
He did talk a lot of shit back in D1 too. He did. There was a lot of stuff, and Rahul was also the kind of guy that would swap out your legendary for a blue, and anyone who can do that is capable of anything.
You want to talk about scumbags?
What are we gonna do to him? What are we gonna like? Tar and feather him?
I swear to God, I was going to say tar and feather him. Yes! So that's the answer, yes.
Tar and feather him.
And make him still continue to stand there and decrypt our shit.
Does he really decrypt anything anymore though, or is he just a glorified shader kiosk? Is he a walking, talking shader
To
kiosk?
be fair, prime engrams are pretty important, and he decrypts those.
Okay.
To be fair.
So he has one set of engrams because he doesn't do exotics anymore. Those decrypt right away when you pick them up, right?
Is there even anywhere to get exotic engrams anymore?
That's what I'm saying. When they drop on the ground, you pick them up and they just decrypt automatically, right?
Yeah, I guess. I think.
I don't know. I don't get them. Like I just don't get exotics. Like unless it's from a quest.
Guess what?
What?
I got two-tailed fox today.
Oh my god, how's that?
I don't know. I didn't get to use it.
Like all excited about it. I don't
Well, because
That's cool though. You got an exotic.
I knew I was right up against the start of the show to get Lunas, so I didn't want to even take a game off to switch to two-tailed fox because I was using either Ace of Spades or Sturm.
Because you were in the zone, Chief.
I was in the fucking zone, Chief. Fucking Jaeger bombs.
I'm so glad you picked up on that.
Yeah, of course.
All right, perfect.
So yeah, that's all the stuff I got. Destiny-wise.
That's good, man. You're making some good progress.
Thanks.
I have so much crap to do.
Thanks,
it's
bud.
demoralizing.
Do you want to play games with me again someday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm off tomorrow.
I'm not. But I'm off on the weekend because I don't work those things.
That's good. That's the way to do it, man. I don't think I could go after all the over a decade and a half of not working weekends. I don't think I could ever.
Yeah, it was bad. So I do want to also say that while we're just doing this nonsense random talk, chat. I don't know that, with delay and in the middle of a conversation that we can just jump right on it. But if you want to throw something out that you guys think or want us to talk about or our opinion, I don't know why you would want our opinion on anything. But if for some reason you do, let us know. A couple things that I did want to talk about that are kind of Destiny related that I guess we would have talked about anyway. But I saw two interesting articles, and I'm assuming you didn't because, hibernation. So I saw an article that guess what game had the most revenue in the month of September?
Spider-Man.
Console. Guess.
Spider-Man.
Nope. You would think that since it broke a bunch of records.
Minecraft.
Nope.
My Little Pony.
You didn't know.
Destiny.
Yes.
Woo!
Spider-Man was fourth. FIFA, I think, was second, but Destiny had the most revenue brought in the month of September across console games. Which,
damn, people buying them Festival of the Sauce and grams or what?
I guess. I mean, you did have Forsaken release, and then I guess
yeah.
But still, that doesn't touch what I would think Spider-Man because it released early in the month too. But the top five, I could be wrong, but I want to say, rounding out the top five in no particular order, were Fortnite, Black Ops 4,
shocker,
FIFA, and something else. But I mean that's pretty impressive, for a game that I know this. For those of us who have been playing, this was a big step, but to make that much money in a given month is a good
huge
sign. Yeah.
Speaking of Fortnite, sorry, not to diminish what Destiny did, because hats off, Bungie, good job there. But TwitchCon, did you see the entire area dedicated to Fortnite?
No.
It was like they had like a freaking warehouse that was like big as the rest of the entire convention, with like a 3-hour line wait outside just to get into the area. Dude, it is insane. Fortnite needs its own con at this point. Like it's cool that they go to TwitchCon and things like that, but dude, it was so big and so crowded from what I saw on people's streams that it needs its own con at this point.
Do you think Fortnite's the kind of game that's going to have sustained success though over years? Honestly, I'm not arguing. I'm asking.
No, totally. No, I get it. You don't gotta defend Fortnite around me.
Well, no. I just meant I wasn't projecting that as my dissenting opinion. That was an honest, what do you think question.
Dude, honestly, I expected it to kind of die off. not die off. I'm sorry, cool down months ago, and it shows no signs of that, dude. Dude, the Household podcast, they had their Halloween one last night, and one of the guys, Timac, who's a very well established streamer, all the kids were coming. They were doing the podcast, and the kids were knocking on the door for trick or treat, and like, we want to come in and see Timac, the streamer. Like, all the kids in the neighborhood know him, and they were coming in. He was like, do the Fortnite dance, and like all 6-7 of these kids busted out into a different perfect Fortnite dance. Like, it's massive. Like, the kids know the dance. Like, random kids, you could just say, do a Fortnite dance, and like, they'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's slowing down anytime soon, man. Real quick though, I need to give you need to try it before you buy it sometime. You should log into my account and try the new Call of Duty.
I have it.
You have it?
Yeah.
On PC?
Yeah.
Yes.
I got it because I heard you had it. And
yeah, let's play it sometime.
And you weren't playing games with me.
I suck.
So I spent all the money to try to be your friend again. I had to buy your friendship.
God damn it, that's so messed up. No, you didn't, first of all. And second of all, my friendship is a hell of a lot cheaper than $60.
I thought you were going to say a hell of a lot more.
No, a hell of a lot less, dude. Come on.
No, I mean,
now, like $3 and a Sonic burger, dude, and I'm your friend for life.
Ooh.
Like, yeah.
Oh.
Sonic burger.
How about that Katz's Deli? How about if I take you there?
I don't know. Honestly, you sound like it has some like really amazing places to eat where you're at. Like, we don't have shit.
No.
Around here.
Katz's, the place we went to in Tampa with Briar and everybody.
Oh yeah, that place
with the crazy
I was
crazy nonsense.
Fucking sauced out of my mind the entire time we were down there on that trip.
That was like an hour after you got there.
Well, I was traumatized from the plane flight. Like, I didn't even recognize
the plane
fucking
flight.
Airport. The plane flight. It's this new experience. You have no idea. Like, I was so traumatized from the flight. I didn't even fucking recognize you guys, and you guys had a giant sign with my name on it, and I walked right past you.
We did.
Yeah. Fuck planes. Anyway.
Do you know what's ironic? I specifically designed this I didn't design anything. I was letting this episode run amok to just have some fun and change it up. Mm-hmm. And the more we talk about this, the more I keep realizing that all these things that I keep thinking of are things that we would have talked about anyway. So we're really going to have to go off the rails at the end to make up for it. But next.
Oh, shit.
I do think, Fortnite's still hot. I think it'll stay hot for a little bit, but I don't see it being the kind of game that has sustained year after year success. That's all. I could be wrong. That's fine.
It is a genius way that they do it with that pass, though, because ultimately you're really only spending $60 a year, so you're paying one video game a year for all the passes for the year. It's actually brilliant,
right? But that's my thing. You're gonna keep saying Call of Duty, for instance, releases a new game, even if they're damn near the same. Call of Duty releases a new game for $60 every year, right?
Right. So
for this, you're gonna pay $60 a year for the same game. Yeah, they add stuff, but the game's the same.
Isn't that kind of the same thing with Call of Duty, though? You're buying some new maps and a campaign that nobody even plays, so that they don't
even have a campaign anymore.
That's
right?
what I'm saying. So, to the point where they just scrapped it. You know what I mean? It's essentially you're buying the same engine, you're just picking a different theme with different weapons and maybe different game modes, which is pretty much what Fortnite does to begin with. It's so I hate to compare Fortnite. We're not comparing necessarily the actual game of Call of Duty and Fortnite,
absolutely
because
not.
One is a fantasy battle royale and one is trying to portray somewhat of a realistic BR experience. So whichever one floats your boat. But dude, I don't know anymore, man. Honestly, right now, if somebody was handing me $1 million to invest their money in either Fortnite or Call of Duty, I wouldn't know which one to pick. You know what I mean? Even if it wasn't my money, if I had to, I don't know, man. I'd probably just have to I'd probably say Fortnite, dude. I hate to say it, but I just don't see any signs of it cooling down. But anyway,
all right.
Agree to disagree. But
I was just gonna say that.
Shit.
God. Quit reading my mind.
So smart.
So next, I've seen a couple articles, and this is like one of those a leak, which wouldn't even necessarily be true, but it's a rumored leak.
Ooh,
But I've seen it
yeah,
a couple places. Have you seen that for Destiny 3?
I have.
That supposedly, and this is everything that I've heard, they've recently started working on Destiny 3. And keep in mind, not that we're a news source in the first place, but anything about this is just what I've read.
Breaking news, people! You heard it here first.
I am
Breaking news.
I am in no way saying that this is happening, that I think it's happening, that I heard anything. Just what is being talked about.
100% happening.
You're a dick. So they're saying Destiny 3 has started production, and that Chris Barrett is leading it, and that Luke Smith is still around in a big way, or something like that, is how this article put it. They said it's going to lean way more into the RPG hardcore side of things, which is what they originally wanted and kind of got pushed away from it. And that they're going to lean towards like a Guardian that's like kind of powered by the darkness instead of the light.
Ooh.
Which they have kind of, I mean, that part kind of makes sense, but it also is an easy conclusion to make up as you go along, because we've kind of started moving to this point where, like, are we light, are we dark, who's the good guy, who's the bad guy, using these weapons.
I wish they had, like, two different campaigns of, like, branching, like, two different branching campaigns of, like, you know, you kind of choose your way, but anyway. You know, one campaign could be towards light, one, and then, you know, you start a new character, and one could be towards the dark, and...
I just feel like, especially if they're going to lean more towards the RPG type of thing, that's too much. Because you would have to design damn near a whole game around each one of them. Like, you'd have to make, like, 2 games.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like
I agree, it would be sweet.
Yeah, it would be, but
it would have to be a much more D1 type of linear story, as opposed to, like, letting you really expand things.
Right.
But, I don't know, take that how you will. It would be so far off at this point that it's not even really worth talking about, but it's interesting that it's starting to pop up already, because it seems early for someone to just, like, make these kind of things up. Like, I wasn't thinking about D3, really.
No, to be honest, I didn't even want to hear about D3, to be honest. Like, it's pretty far away. Like, I just automatically assume that they've pretty much been working on D3 since they released D2. Like, at least, like, framework of some kind. Like, if it's going to be a new engine, which I doubt. Maybe a reworked engine, but, you know, its core code will probably be the same. But
the other thing was that it would be a next generation release.
On a next-gen console.
Yeah.
Or then obviously PC still as well.
So it wouldn't come out for, what, 2 more years? We've started to hear 2020 for new consoles. Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Again,
those are always fun.
Again, rumors.
No, for sure.
But,
and, like, I mean, it seems I would hedge my bets on 2020. The new Xbox 2020.
We shall see.
Yeah, who knows what they'll call it at this point, but
so yeah, that's what I got for that. You got any other thoughts on it, Wilson?
No, it's interesting. It's just like, I just can't believe it. I was like, wait a minute. D3 leak? Like, we're talking about D3 already?
Right,
like...
and that's what I mean. Like, that's one of the things that I don't want to say it makes me think it's real, because I don't know. But the fact that, like I said, it just seems so early for someone to make up. Like, it doesn't seem plausible that this is leaking, so why would you leak it? Do you know what I'm saying?
To be honest, dude, like, there's maybe been 1-2 things that got a lot of coverage, that leaks that turned out to not be true about Destiny since the beginning. Like, all of them have been, for the most part, pretty spot on. I mean, remember when the images of the new supers were leaked for D2? And it wasn't even like a full image. It was more like spectral silhouettes of Guardians, like with their new super, like the Titan had the shield, and they were like, no, like, that's And I get why you have to say that you have to protect your IP.
There
and
have
things
been a
like
lot
that
have been wrong. Not so much any of the promotional, the art and stuff we've seen, but as far as like Reddit leaks.
Well, I mean like big stuff, not like, hey man, I found a secret mission and it turned out to not be true, or like, hey, did you Oryx's basketball court actually has a secret or something like that, but like actual like anything from Jason Schreier.
Right. Yeah.
Schreier,
For sure him.
big stuff, you know what I mean? Like
he's been spot on every time, for sure.
Yeah, most of the stuff that's come out, did they probably can't say the source of this information.
No, it was a guy on Reddit. I mean,
for sure.
But keep in mind, there was the time, I can't remember what it was called, but do you remember we had an entire leak about what turned out to be Warmind? It had a different name. This was the story. These were the enemies. It was supposed to be Nezarec was the bad guy.
Right.
And
I'm sure a lot of that stuff is placeholder because like a lot of times, like, you know, they name stuff to protect the...
No, I'm saying this is people just making shit up. I mean, it's the internet.
Right. Yeah.
So, who knows?
Well, mark the episode. We'll find out eventually. You can go back and find out if Hov was right.
I'm never right. So
Hashtag
finally,
Hov was right.
Our last Destiny topic of the night. Also, now that Lego's in chat, and he thanked us, so I guess we're not doing too bad. He had originally DM'd me and said, am I going to have to really actually edit this episode? Like, which was Lego's nice way of saying, how bad are you guys going to fuck this up? Let's be honest. I mean, not that like we're bad at it, but like,
how bad am I gonna have to cut this episode apart and tape it back together to make it
absolutely
look like an episode?
It'll be like he'll cut out like one line of me talking and then just insert his own voice answering my question because neither of us answered correctly about anything. But just the other day,
he chops up. You're like, how do you feel about that? And then it goes mute, and he goes Lego, and then he answers the question.
Just in the last day or two, they've also announced Guardian Con 2019 information, dates, ticket prices, what they come with, bunch of stuff. Check that out. I'm not going to go through all of it. You can check it out at Guardian Con on Twitter. GuardianCon.co, I think, is also their website. I will tell you it's going to be July 5th and 6th, 2019. It is no longer in Tampa. It is at a resort in Orlando. I can't remember the name of it. But apparently, you know, it's a holiday weekend, which kind of sucks. But from everything I've heard so far, the resort's really nice. The flights and travel down there are cheaper just because it is a bigger airport, more traveled, a little easier to get to. But the most exciting part, do you know what else is July 6th, the second day of Guardian Con?
The most exciting part is Hov will be shirtless the entire time.
No, that wouldn't be exciting. That might be true, but nobody's going to be excited.
I was excited, but anyway.
You are always excited.
I'm easy to please.
Yeah, you are. So the second day is Saturday, July 6th. Do you know what else is July 6th?
Your birthday.
It's my fucking birthday.
I'm good.
I already told you. Oh, no, I told Sam.
That's how I knew it was your birthday, is because I knew that your birthday was in July.
No,
I was gonna be like, well, you're gonna be like July 6th, and I was gonna be like, our anniversary. Like, no, it was your birthday.
It's also our anniversary. Sorry, Sam. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I know it's one of those things you're never gonna win. You know, people complain about Tampa, blah blah blah. Like, it's not perfect.
Tampa was fucking lit.
I liked Tampa. I liked the city. Like, I enjoyed Tampa, in all honesty.
Hov drove us everywhere. It was amazing.
I was like, you're a bitch.
What? Yeah, I guess you'd be driving. Well, yeah. You were like our chauffeur. He was responsible. He would have like a beer when we go places, and I would just get shit-faced the entire time. And hauled us around. So kudos to you, man.
And
you're like a professional.
And the most professional thing I did was not leave you guys at that bar that night.
I mean, you could have. I would have found my way home.
I'm just saying.
You know how many Pokemon I could have caught on my way home?
I don't even know what to say to this. Rosen Shingle Creek is the resort. Thank you, Gorniak.
Hey.
I just want you to know what a bro I was that night.
I mean, like, you
meet two girls at the bar, and they go, "Hey, we should go to the strip club after this. Do you want to go?" And I have to say no because none of my friends want to go with me, and I have to drive them home.
I'm surprised you weren't like, pew, and it was like the cartoon where it was just a silhouette of
Listen,
smoke of
you guys have a very low opinion of me. Apparently, I'm a very
listen,
trustworthy and good friend.
The funny thing is that like we could have found our way home. I wouldn't have known. No, listen, even if I would have called an Uber, I don't even think I even had the address, but I could have texted you and been like, text me the address and I'll catch an Uber home.
Yeah, but that would have been a lot of money, and that would be a dick move, and I'm not a dick. I mean, I'm a dick.
Probably would have made for a better story though at the end.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, even if I left after like 10 minutes, like,
yeah, for sake of the story. One of those girls commented how white my socks were, and I said, "Thank you."
Yeah,
my girlfriend bleaches them.
this happened for sure. The best part was, I don't remember if I told you this. Did I tell you why I like specifically called you over?
No.
Obviously, it wasn't because I was like trying to
keep in mind. I was, what's the saying? 3 sheets to the wind that night.
Only,
that was Saturday
only
night,
3.
Right?
Yeah, that was the DCP meetup.
Dude, I was on one that night. I was holding it together, like, don't get me wrong, but, like, you know, I did spill a few beers, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we were outside, it doesn't matter.
They were my own beers, but...
I think somehow it came up, like, we had told them why we were there, and we're bullshitting with them, because I didn't mean to, but, like, I ended up spending almost, like, the entire night over there talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
So, there was a point where I think it came up, like, who's that dude?
Oh God!
Like,
who's?
Why is he wearing like a hat, sunglasses, and like a tank top? Like, what is up with that guy? And I was like, that's Wilson. He's fucking awesome. Come here, Wilson.
He's a fucking rapper. He's got his own label.
He may look like a derelict, as Claude would say. Is that what he called you, a derelict?
Homeless derelict.
Homeless derelict. Is that like an oxymoron though? I mean,
not really. Like I love Claw, dude.
I do love Claw. I already texted him. He didn't answer me, but as soon as I saw that, I texted him. I said, Guardian Con's on my birthday. Yes, you were coming. Thank you.
Oh.
And you know what he said? Nothing. Nothing at all.
Classic Claw.
Classic. But I'm super looking forward to it. It's been some of the best times I've had, not just in gaming, but in general.
Yeah, like from night 1 getting there to up into the points where we had to leave, it was just so much fun. Like getting to hang out with people in person. Like I'd highly recommend that if you haven't gone for the experience, go. It gets better and better every year. And you don't even necessarily have to go with the intention of like, you know, you could spend the time and meet a lot of very high Twitch personalities, like very high up there Twitch personalities.
Or you can make Wilson, and he's really high too.
That's true, man. That's true. Like they definitely took the time to like talk to people and actually genuinely interested in the conversation that you're having with them. It was great. It was great to meet a lot of people who you only see as a name in chat, or
that was super cool.
You may only know them through the interactions on Twitter and the photos that they post. And it's really cool to like get a chance to, you know, because people are totally different in person in like a better way. Like when I was talking to Tefty, he's like, dude, I had no idea you were so animated. This is amazing. Like, you know, and he's like, you're such an animated person. And, you know, he's like, it's just, it's beautiful. And you know, it was just really cool to I would suggest, get a group of friends, start planning now, start pinching pennies now, and talk to your clan, your group that you play with, and go down there and have a damn good time and have a safe good time.
And the one thing, you know, Gorniak pointed out in chat, there's a block of rooms that they're going to have, and apparently they're cheaper than any of the blocks they've had before. That's another good thing. 3 level of tickets, bunch of stuff. He's putting it in chat now for anyone who's here. But I'm not going to go through all that. That'll bore you guys. Just check out the website or Twitter. That has the details.
The block of rooms will be nice. Then like everyone can just kind of...
Do you know what else? I quickly looked at Airbnbs because we kind of have this tradition of having a Rezo house, you know? There's always been a house of 5 to, I think, like 12 the one year. People from Resolute that stay together. And it's fun. Like, I would like to be... Like, staying at the resort would be really nice. But, and Wilson, you've stayed here. Me and Wendy were talking about this yesterday. If you're staying at the resort, even if we all get rooms next to each other, what's going to happen? We're not going to all sit in one room on someone's bed. in the morning when we get up or at night, right? We're going to be out, and then we're going to go home and go, all right, see you in the morning. And then we'll wake up, shower, meet, go straight to wherever we're going.
Maybe some 50 Cent played very loudly, and random items of clothing and accessories thrown on, you know?
Right. But
shenanigans.
What were some of, in all honesty, tell me some of the most fun times, some of the funniest stuff that happened was when we woke up in the morning and we're all hanging around in the living room, or when we got back and we're about to go to bed. Like the group of us.
Like in the morning, like, okay, it progressively, I can only speak for myself. Mornings got progressively worse for me.
But like, yes, I understand that. But as far as like
hilarious, like when we were kind of rehashing the night before in the mornings, and then like when we'd come home and it's just absolute drunken nonsense, or as much shit as we talk about the drinking Uno game. That was fun.
No, it wasn't. That was terrible.
No, it was fun.
Yeah.
I bonded hard. Yeah. And that's Marcus became the new leader of Rezo during that whole thing. So don't downplay that.
That's true.
Yeah, pink slips were on the line. But dude, yeah, like staying together under one house, in my opinion, was the funnest part. Like, I mean, like the DCP party was a blast, all that stuff, but I enjoyed kind of inclusively staying at our own place together. Like
the like off the books, not structured type of hangout. Like, yeah,
absolutely.
And the reason I bring that up is because I recommend that if you can to anybody. And the good news with that, to find anything really good last 2 years, we had to stay, what were we, about 20, 25 minutes from downtown?
I don't even think we were that far. It didn't seem that far.
Oh, we'll call it 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20.
And the place was pretty nice and reasonable. I briefly just looked on Airbnb for Orlando. Not only are they closer to the actual resort, but I'm talking like these are like they're listed as like villas and mansions, and they have like, because the biggest problem is we'd find places that say, oh, sleeps 5 people, and we were like, oh, cool. Right. But it was actually only like 3 beds, like 2 doubles and a single.
Yeah, and a couch.
This is one that's like 10 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, and it's like
that's the fucking real world house, dude.
And it's like $250 to $300 a night.
Yo,
which when you're talking, if you're talking 5 people for 5 nights, okay, so say it's $300 a night, you're talking $1,500 for the trip. But if you have 10 people in there, it's still $150. That's what we paid last year.
Yeah, and that's really cheap. It's really nice.
So if you want to look for an Airbnb,
we could do like the real world, man. This is what happened when people stopped behaving and start acting real.
Yeah, let's do it. The
real world Rezo edition.
Yes, and then we'll send it to MTV, and they won't care, but we'll do it.
We'll have the confession booth.
Is MTV still a thing?
Yeah, they just like.
Listen, we should actually do that. I mean, we wouldn't do it all the time. Like, we wouldn't film the entire like weekend, but we should.
Rezo.
We should have like
The Bachelor. Let's go. We get some roses.
Can I be the Bachelorette?
Yes, 100%.
We're
all fighting for your love.
You don't have to fight for my love. There's enough of me to go around. But no, that'd be really funny. Like, oh, that's actually a really good idea. We'll do like a don't steal this idea, anybody who's listening. We'll do
look with that.
We'll do kind of like a Rezo vlog, but we'll make it real world style.
Dude.
With, like you said, the confession.
Yeah, the confession booth. We could do some funny stuff. I could be like, I crawled into bed last night, and I swear Hov crawled into bed with me. You know what I mean? And then we could do like a reenactment, like there was a camera in the room and it shows you creeping into bed. It'd be hilarious. We could do some funny stuff.
Great idea.
It could be funny.
That would be a lot of fun, actually. I just want to go, like, Destiny or not, it's just a reason for all of us to all go down there.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. The convention's cool. I went both days. I'll probably go both days again, but it's not something I feel like I need to be there the entire time. But it is a really, really, really good reason to get together with people that you know, want to meet, are friends with, anything, and hang out. Like, it's a good time.
Absolutely. Get down there. Florida's fun. It's hot, but you can deal.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
It wasn't that much hotter than Illinois, dude. I'm shitting you not.
We lucked out though because you like us in Pittsburgh and you guys in Illinois, we had like a record-breaking heat wave the week before.
That's true. It was abnormally hot. But...
And also, we can go to Cocoa Beach this year. It's only like an hour.
I haven't been to Cocoa Beach since I was like 16, 17 years old, so it'd be pretty dope.
I went in college, but that was still like 60 years ago because I'm old.
60 years ago.
Yeah. Right?
Sounds about right. The math adds up.
So, yeah, do it. Go to Guardian Con. So, Wilson, what else has been going on, man? What do you want to talk about? We have free reign right now.
Have you been paying attention to anything about Fallout at all?
Nope.
Are you getting it?
Nope.
You're not getting it.
I got Fallout 4 and played it for like 10 minutes and was like, I don't like this.
It has 2 out of the 5 letters in your name in the title. Well, I mean...
Just one?
No, I mean the 76.
Oh, those aren't letters,
Fallout.
Wilson.
A number? Yeah, my bad. Oh, it was a bit of a stoner riddle there. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I actually have a group of friends that I'm going to jump in there with, and we're going to try to like role play it, cause some mayhem on the server, and yeah, man, I don't know. This is the year or the season of like game releases. So is there like anything else coming out that like you're maybe excited about, or?
I mean,
have you played the new Call of Duty that you purchased?
No, I just got it the other night.
Did you install it?
Yeah. So I got Blops 4, only for Blackout, really. I mean, I'm sure I'll play the regular multiplayer. But Blops 4, and I also got Red Dead. Which so far it's a little slow, but I mean I get it. I'm still like kind of in like the intro phase, you know. But
picks up.
Yeah, and I mean there's still
quickly.
Spider-Man, 2 more Spider-Man DLCs. There's a lot coming out, so I'm excited. It seems, I don't know, it's gonna be a good. I feel like we say this every November lately, the last couple years, but it's gonna be a good, like I said, Spider-Man, Forsaken, Red Dead, Blackout. I mean, there's a lot of big Fallout 76. A lot of big games coming out.
Yeah, man. The Call of Duty though, man, we definitely got to jump into because it gives me that. Remember when like PUBG first came out and the game used to terrify the hell out of you?
Yeah.
Like it did for me. Like it got your heart pounding.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, yeah, when you're in a situation and you didn't know the layout of the town or every corner, you're playing super paranoid, and then like as time starts to progress on and you kind of start to learn the area, or maybe you jump to the same spot every time until you kind of start to learn it. I miss that feeling in PUBG, like or just in any battle royale, I should say. And the Call of Duty, it's dude, I'm when I'm hot, like I'm playing really good, but most of the time, dude, I just need to get better like at it. Just need to practice more at it. But like it is setting the bar extremely high for realistic battle royales, in my opinion. Because I've pretty much played just about every battle royale that's been released, and I definitely have to put this one at the tippy top. My one and only gripe is that armor is so freaking meta, like even more meta than PUBG.
They nerfed it just the other day in a patch, like
Did
today
they?
maybe.
I haven't been paying attention to that. Dude, it was pretty bad. Like they're like basically if you had better armor than someone else, like you were pretty much guaranteed to win the gunfight.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't played yet, but I just saw an article. Yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops 4's new update finally nerfs pesky armor.
Dude, it was bad.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I heard.
Yeah. So
will you
I'll be
play
excited.
Blackout with me?
Yeah, man.
Will you be
it's
my
fun.
neighbor?
I'm awful.
Dude,
I have
you're better than me in every game we've ever played.
That is a lie.
What game are you
games,
not better than me?
Except the games that you play.
Yeah, and you're better than me at all of them.
These damn games. I ain't got time for your games.
I ain't got time for that. What game are you not better than me at?
Uno. Destiny.
Destiny, you're definitely better than me.
And to be determined, the new Call of Duty.
PUBG, you're better than me. Destiny, you're better than me. Overwatch, you're better than me.
When PUBG first came out, I will admit I was decent. I was pretty decent.
Yeah, like when you were playing the game.
When it first came out, I was playing it pretty hard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I had settled into the vanilla meta pretty well. And man, they start changing shit on me. And I'm like, back in my day, we didn't.
Oh God.
Yeah, exactly. I start getting all old and complaining, but yeah, it'll be fun. We can kill each other. We know how much we like to do that in PUBG.
Yeah, but like it's not even as fun when we're not supposed to. Do you know what I mean?
For sure. No, I hear you. But like, I mean, you'll be happy to know that friend.
Happy to know what?
You'll be happy to know that friendly fire is on.
Ooh, I am happy.
It's on.
Real quick, I do want to point out, it's funny on this Destiny podcast, I also forgot to mention that Black Armory is out in about a month as well, which is Destiny 2's next DLC.
I forget who made the post I saw on Twitter today.
That was Steve.
That was, that said we're about a month away from the Black Armory, and I'm still, like, grinding the shit out of Forsaken, and it's a good feeling, like... Dude,
yeah, I mean, there's shit
I'm not
to
gonna
do.
I'm not gonna be close to having anything done before Black Armory comes around.
For sure.
At all. It's pretty overwhelming, dude. Like, you're not a very like overwhelmed person because you kind of just don't let shit like that overwhelm you. But like, I'm feeling extremely overwhelmed in the game right now.
Why?
Because I have like,
don't be overwhelmed.
I have a problem sitting down and completing one particular task.
You didn't used to. I feel like you used to be the one that would like really grind things, and we were all like,
I don't know what's changed. Like
did you grow up?
No, I'm forever a Toys R Us kid. But like, I don't know what it is, dude. But like, I used to be like, dude, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna get a fucking DFA like this week. You know what I mean? That's all I'm gonna do is the Nightfall. Like, don't even invite me to
not even
this else.
Not even that like hardcore. But I remember even like D1. You were always kind of the one that, even if we were both going to play for 2 hours, I would just kind of like, I'll do this, and then I'll do this. You would go, today I'm doing A, and I'm going to get B, and then I'm going to do C. Do you know what I mean? You were always much more like structured, and
I'll start working on A, and then, you know, get sidetracked, and then start working on B, and then like my Redrix and my Luna quest are like both 80-90% done. Like, I haven't just worked on one, like 80%. And I know it's a fraction. I know, for sure. No, you're totally right. But like, it just, man, I'm feeling extremely overwhelmed right now, because then I'm like, I need to be working on light level. I haven't even touched the raid. Next time Iron Banner comes around, I'm gonna get shit on by all these PvE gods who are already 600 light level, which the last Iron Banner was worse for me than the first one as far as light level difference went. And really? I've actually been caring about my light. Just my experience. I know that when people talk about their experience with a certain event, they always take their experience as the norm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like anecdotal evidence.
Exactly. But it just seemed like the lobbies that I got matched up against, it was just like light level 6,000. Like, it's like, what?
Yeah, I same thing. I played like a game or two. It was with all you guys. I don't remember if you were there, but like the whole group of us, you know, the usual 5, 6, 7 of us. And I was like, I don't like this. Like, I'm not gonna play it.
There was a guy that wasn't even playing. I shit you not, Hov. This guy had to be 600 light. I emptied like 11 scout rifle shots into a guy who wasn't even playing, and it was not enough to kill him.
It's awesome.
It was double digits. I'm sitting. I'm like, I go, am I lagging? Hello? Can people hear? Like, because you know how sometimes like when you're shooting people and you're not doing damage, like you could be in the process of getting kicked out of the lobby.
Or they could.
I was like, hello, and everyone's like, yeah, we hear you.
Like, why do you keep saying hello, Wilson? Shut up. Yeah.
And then the dude would just not die, and I was like, okay, I'm out. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. You know, I know we touched on this. Actually, talked about it a good bit when Iron Banner first came around. And so I don't really want to dive into it too much, but I like the idea of light mattering, because, you know, that's how it was in D1. It was something you could get stuff from it. The only issue is with light still mattering, and now it being much, much harder to come by. for someone who isn't grinding a lot. Like, it's great that it's going to take you a while to get there, but when there's
sure.
events happening that require you to get there as fast as people who have a lot more time, then it becomes a little bit rough. Do you get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
For sure.
Nailed it.
For sure.
Yeah.
So do you know what 100%. I
100%.
find super ironic? And
Tell me.
I keep thinking of how to get away from this. Do you know, usually during these lovely Destiny podcasts we do, everyone's talking Destiny, we're on track, and then I'm the asshole just talking nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
I came into this episode going, we're going to talk nonsense, and I can't quit. I don't mean this like I'm so excited about Destiny, but like, I can't. Everything I'm talking about is Destiny related. Like, I keep trying to think of other topics, and like I'm blanking out. Like, I don't know it. Lego would be so proud. Right?
I mean, like, dude, this kind of goes back to the whole, like, I was surprised to hear something about D3, because, like, to be honest, like, I don't even want to hear anything about D3 right now. Like, D2 is in a really, really good place right now. Arguably the best place the franchise has probably been.
Oh, it's absolutely.
Since its beginning inception.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's crazy. Like, there is a lot of stuff down the pipeline, and I know not all of the next expansions are going to be as big as Forsaken, you know what I mean? Because this was, you know, a very big thing.
The big one, yeah.
Yeah, this was the big one. But, like, if the quests are as grindy and as meaty and rewarding as it's been, like, I mean, dude, the future is super bright for the Destiny hobbyists. Like,
well, the one nice thing with this, you know, supposed leak is that one of the things that they mentioned, and I don't know how this would be gone about and why it wouldn't have been thought about last time, whatever, but that they were starting D3 with the intention of using, now that they're in a good place and have kind of a firm grasp on what they want to do and how they want to do it, using all this to get a fresh start, which is kind of what we thought they were going to do with Destiny 2, except they completely went in the opposite direction of where we thought they were going. Their whole gist, if this leak is to be believed, is kind of what we thought was going to happen with Destiny 2. Hey, let's call it a new game because of marketing and saying it's different. It's a new starting point, but we're going to actually build off of what we have this time because we think it's good. So,
yep.
I mean, whatever. Because I agree, you know, Destiny's in a very good place, and it'd be nice to just keep building on it, but if it's really just in name that it's Destiny 3 and they do keep building on this, then it doesn't really matter much, right?
No. I mean, like, we can, as much as I want them to, like, just keep building on what they've already created, to get the game in the place that, like, we really, really want it, like, we do have to really push for the next release to be on the next generation of gaming platforms. You know what I mean? This whole,
and actually, maybe that's the reason why.
That's actually really, well, that's 100% why. Like, these consoles are, and this is actually something that we can probably talk about for a while now. Like, the hardware that is on when the PlayStation 4 first came out, like the processor and the GPU on it were already like 8 years old.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like, all that technology is so old. Like, even in brand new consoles, like, it's, you know, and I'm not like comparing console to PC, but like, I'm kind of comparing console to PC.
You're
like,
an elitist.
If we can get, my point is though, if we can get a platform that will have some new hardware, and I understand that's really expensive, so you might as well just buy a computer at that point, but like, a lot of people don't want the PC gaming experience. They will shell out a lot of money for a good console if it is a console experience, if it is a plug and play experience with a controller. I know a lot of people that, you know, especially if you have different price points, things like that, to get the game that we want, the game would either have to exclusively be released on PC, which isn't happening, nor do any of us want to happen, first of all, or it needs to be put out on next gen. And I'm not saying that the game isn't necessarily where we want it to be. Let's be real. They could give us the world and we'd ask for the moon next. You know what I mean? Like, but that's consumerism. That's good.
I don't care about the moon.
if you if you give someone something and they really enjoy it and they more, you know, that's the dream. You know, I don't think we as Destiny players will our appetite will ever be satiated.
Yeah, I'm always hungry.
Dude, for real.
No, for all. I'm
Eaton
hungry
Park
right
after
now.
this?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
I would meet you at Eaton Park, Wilson.
I would eat and park.
I would park and eat.
What was that Back to the Future? Well, you never parked a car before? Remember that? Him and his yeah.
God.
Sorry. Really just derailed it, my bad.
No, that's what we want to do. We have free reign. Lego isn't here to yell at me.
But, like, yeah, it'd be really cool to see some really baller next-gen consoles and not just sort of a step up.
Yeah, I mean...
They're going to be expensive, dude. Like,
you think?
Oh, it's getting expensive. Like, when the PlayStation 3 first came out, wasn't it like $600?
Yeah,
or something
but
like that?
It tanked. That was when... Let's see what happens, because I'm curious. Because here's kind of what happened. PlayStation 2, original Xbox generation. PlayStation 2 smashed it, right?
Dominated.
So then they got a little cocky. And they didn't innovate as much, and they tried to charge way more than consoles had ever been. And what happened? Nobody bought it. I mean, it was still PlayStation 3. It was still, it was still a big console. But, like,
yeah,
Xbox 360 absolutely killed it.
A console that...
But,
dude,
real quick, and then what happened
I went
this
through
one?
so many 360s, dude. So many broke. Red Ring.
But it's still just destroyed. Yeah.
I still went back and bought another one. Like, I had one PlayStation 3 last me the entire lifespan of, I shit you not, like 8 Xbox 360s. Like, it got to the point to where, like, I had to learn how to repair them. Like, I had to, like, reflow motherboards or, like, dude, it was awful. Like, but I still went back and got the... Like, you're right. It absolutely dominated.
And then what happened this time?
Piece of shit system.
Sony came out and Microsoft, we're going to bundle the Kinect with it and it's going to be more money. And they were cocky. And PS4 has killed
Microsoft was when they also wanted to do that, what was it, DRM, where they only wanted digital media. They didn't want you to physically own a game. So people are like, dude, I trade games in. That's how I afford to buy the amount of games that I buy every year. That really hurt them. Like, Kinect and all that bullshit aside, people are gonna buy
that was another thing, but like they thought that they could just kind of, hey, we're on top, let's do what we want to do, and people were buying it.
Yeah.
And they were like, nope, PS4.
So your prediction is Microsoft's going to come out ahead next generation?
No, I'm just saying it's
by their track record.
I'm just saying it's going to be interesting if either of them, because they've now both had their generation where they learned that just because they were on top doesn't mean it's going to stay there.
I'm all for, like, competition and stuff like that. But those are the two companies that not much seems to come out of their pissing contests. You know what I mean? Like, most companies that are in competition, or the consumer really benefits from two companies competing and really wanting to put out the better product because it pushes them to do things that they wouldn't normally do, things like that. Between Microsoft and Sony, it just seems like the biggest pissing contest that gets nowhere. Like, we could have had cross-platforming years ago, but no. Microsoft was too big to extend the olive branch, and now
Sony is.
And now Sony's too big because it's a freaking pissing contest. Or if you order it on this console, you get this exclusive map, or you get a week exclusive content, or access to the game. So by the time everybody else starts playing the game, every freaking map, and it's.
Did you just say frickin'?
Yeah, I did. That one was for Lego. So he doesn't have to.
He would have said freaking.
Yeah, you're right. But it just. It seems like that's the one pissing contest that we don't benefit from, and I would like to see the two actually work together. Like, they're
never gonna work together.
They could move mountains if they did, though, dude. Like,
I moved a mountain once.
Like, Nintendo, it's funny. Like, a lot of people, you could talk all the shit you want about Nintendo, and you could say, "Oh, that you got to use your hands. That's a baby's toy." Another Back to the Future reference. But they kill it, dude, because they put out a good product. They don't give a shit about what anyone else is doing. They do their own thing, and if Sony and Microsoft, like, I'm not even saying like worked together and like say building a console. I'm just saying like throw each other a freaking bone every now and then. Like it wouldn't.
Well, to be fair, like I get what you're saying, but Nintendo went the route they have out of necessity because they tried to play the same game as Sony and Microsoft and just build like powerful consoles, and they fell behind quick. Like you got the GameCube, and they were still trying to like they were all kind of on the same, level. And all of a sudden, PlayStation, Sony, and Microsoft started coming out with these ridiculously like realistic and big titles and all this stuff, and Nintendo couldn't do it. So they smartly went with
the argument of no third party support, like developers and stuff like that, up until the Switch has really been a killer.
Right, but so they had to go a different route. Hey, let's do our own thing. Let's change it up. Let's focus on what we have that's gonna sell, and that's great. That's not like a knock at them, but I don't think they were. It was this. I don't know. It seemed born out of necessity more than anything to stay relevant.
I think that this next generation of consoles is going to be the last one.
Yeah, people have been saying that for 3 generations, though.
Yeah, but again, it goes to that demand of we want, like, at what point are you going to be able to push out these graphics to console players and keep it at a console price? Like I was saying earlier, like, a lot of people do want that console experience, but it's getting more and more to the point where you could just plug a controller into your PC and you're not going to notice a difference other than the way you launch the game, the way you maintain the platform that the game is played on. Like you're going to have to learn how to do some maintenance on your PC. You're going to, which you wouldn't really have to do other than like, memory, like clips saved on your PlayStation or deleting other games so you can make room for new ones. That's the only management you really have to do on a console. But if it's going to get to a point to where they need to keep the price of a console low, like you're sacrificing performance at that point. So like, how are you going to do the next big thing without increasing the price and then just making people go, dude, this is getting to the point where I could just get a PC and I'd be good for 8 years.
I don't think, I think we're missing out. We're ignoring a big segment of people that, as much as for like you and I, like you kind of mentioned like, oh, you might have to do this and that and a little bit of maintenance on it. And you could plug in a controller. Like, that's the way we look at it. But I can absolutely see people that don't want to have to do anything. Gaming isn't, I want to do this and I want to build this. It's just, hey, I want to turn that on. I want to lay on my couch holding this controller
and play a game. That's what I can do on my PC, though. Like, I understand that PCs are easy to me. Dude, shout out, Rally, this is no diss to you, but, you guys always make fun of Rally being old. He can work computer fucking fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't... Yeah,
but that's his choice. I'm not saying people can't do it. People don't want to do it.
But, like, at some point in our history, we made a conscious choice to get used to a console. We made a conscious choice to get used to a personal computer. Like, I get it. Like, it'd be really hard for me to go and learn a Macintosh. But I could.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
but if you don't want to, you don't want to.
But if the newest, baddest, and best games are on it, and I'm tired of seeing the same... We used to make leaps and bounds in consoles. Dude, they're really not that much better. Like, the jump from the end of the PlayStation 3's life cycle to current PS4, not really anything to, like, marvel about. In my opinion. It's really not. Like, it's very short... Diminishing returns.
Right.
We're going to start seeing diminishing returns.
I'm not even saying I disagree with anything you're saying, but there's a reason why consoles are still selling 50, 100 million.
Okay, here's the thing. If consoles do survive, they're going to be reworked. They're going to be literally streamlined. Like they're going to give you like a stream box where all of the load of the game is done server side. Like
I still think we're years away from that.
Steam console. No, that's already happening with like Steam console and NVIDIA Shield, and it's working really well.
And nobody's buying them.
yet, because it's a new thing. It's a new concept. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Shield is not new.
The Shield, the new, like the actual, like the current model of the Shield that you can buy is relatively new and miles better than the old one. Like miles better. You know what I mean? Like, this is the same thing that we're seeing with like the video game crash of 1983, like when Atari like came, like it's gonna hit rock bottom at some point with these diminishing returns, and people are gonna say, I'm tired of shelling out 8, 9, you know, because it's gonna get more expensive because we need a jump in technology. We need them to be better. I don't want to just buy a PlayStation 5 because it has new features. I want new graphical fidelity. I want new upgrades, not just like new features and PlayStation TV and shit like that. Like, no, I want a graphical jump in my console. And to do that, you need to charge people more money. And we're creeping onto that point. Like right now, if they put out a new console and it was still $700, you could still get a really good PC for $700.
What console was $700? Like,
I'm just saying, if one comes out, like a new one, let's say 600, you know, before mouse and keyboard and all that stuff, you could still buy a computer that can run games at the fidelity of a console.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but I just feel like you're ignoring a large number of people that don't want to do anything like that.
That's fine, but it's gonna get to the point to where if people want to, my point is, it may get to a point to where if people want more performance and better looking games and a different experience, they may be, I don't want to say forced, but like you may have to take that jump someday. You know what I mean? Like VR, you know what I mean? Like VR was going to be a fad that blew away in the wind like the week it came out, and it almost did, but it's actually gaining massive amounts of popularity right now, and you only do so much with that like on a console. So a lot of these people who have never bought a PC before or never had any experience with PC found out that their VR experience is 10 times better on PC and have made that jump because there was the carrot on the end of the stick. Right now there's no carrot on the end of the stick, but we're like, that's my whole point about like diminishing returns. It's like we're approaching the point of where it's like, okay, like they're kind of just recycling the same shit every year. Like there's really not that big of a jump to justify. I could be totally wrong though. Maybe they finally have figured out a way to put semi-modern performing hardware into a console and charge a cheap price for it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I do want to point out that PlayStation 4 sales are actually picking up right now.
Oh, I'm sure they are because they're cheap.
But I'm just saying they're having some of their biggest months.
They're the cheapest it's ever been, and it's approaching holiday season. So, of course, they're going to release those numbers.
Yeah, but, I mean...
I'm sure every holiday season, I'm sure every October, November, December is their biggest sales part of the year.
Yeah, but you would think those would go down every year when that product has been out for 5-6 years.
Even December was my biggest sale. I mean, even this time of the year was my biggest sales for glass. You know what I mean? It's holiday season.
September is not holiday season.
It is 100% holiday season, my friend.
September.
You are going to start seeing Christmas commercials because
we're going to. I'm talking about 2 months ago.
Done,
2 months ago.
Forget about Thanksgiving. Forget about Thanksgiving. That one's not important. We're going straight to Christmas, motherfucker. You know how it works.
September.
You know how it works.
September. Yeah. That's not holiday season. You're talking about it's going to pick up. It's November. You're right. It is going to pick up.
People are already doing their holiday shopping. Please.
Right. We're talking about 2 months ago.
No, I'm talking.
You can't say what you're talking about because I'm the one. It was my topic.
No, all I'm trying to say is give me those numbers in fucking April and summertime. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, but if this September is still better than their previous 3 Septembers. Then what's your
That's what they're. It's not just this is our peak sales season. They're saying this September they've sold more consoles than any other year.
Yes.
Is that for pros, or is that just like base console? Or it's just Sony PlayStation 4s altogether?
Sony recorded nearly 19.6 billion in revenue for the 3 months ending September 30th, of which almost 2.2 billion was cold hard profit. Those numbers are slightly better than last year's and last quarter's.
Yeah, because they're the cheapest they've ever been.
But more people already have them.
For sure. And I wonder, a lot of those people may be upgrading to a pro compared to like their regular PlayStation.
Right.
But
I'm just saying, the thing is, like, the longer something's out, sales should be going down as more people have it. There's less and less customers in the market for it as more people buy it.
also, fucking Sony is fucking killing it because there ain't shit out on Xbox right now. Like, anything that's out on Xbox you can play on Sony to begin with. So why the fuck would you have an Xbox? Like,
well, the whole point of this wasn't Sony versus Microsoft. It's that people are still buying consoles.
But like, that's part of the reason. No, totally. People, as long as consoles are available, people will always buy them. I'm just saying, there's always going to be there's always going to be a group of people who want more out of their product.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just, like I said.
Speaking of which, you have a Pro, right?
Yeah.
How much would you recommend that purchase compared to a regular PlayStation?
I don't know. I just needed the space.
Did you notice any difference at all?
No, not really.
Not really.
But I don't know. I don't pay attention.
You probably don't have like a 4K television.
No, that's also true.
Yeah, and it's not even like true 4K. It's like done like what, like natively, they say.
I don't know. I just got it because it's red and has a spider on it.
That I understand. I'm a sucker for not novelty consoles, but themed. Consoles.
Yeah. I mean, it's Spider-Man too.
Do you want to talk? In my opinion, sexiest looking themed console was the old.
Is there one with a picture of you on it?
The Master Chief Xbox 360. Do you remember that one? Mm-hmm. That had like the green with the visor gold. I thought that one looked pretty.
Pretty.
I mean, it may not be as flashy as your Spider-Man PlayStation 4 Pro, but like my point that I was kind of like, not even really a point, but like what I was trying to get to when I was asking you about, like, do you not regret your PlayStation 4 Pro purchase? But like, that was supposed to be an upgrade, and it's like minimal.
Yeah,
you didn't buy it for the upgrade.
No,
you bought it because
here's the thing:
themed PlayStation.
I think anybody who really is into gaming and knows and pays attention to stuff, I don't think anybody in the know would convince you that this wasn't a, hey, let's make something marginally better and charge and have people buy it again. This was not a new console, right?
Right.
So, yeah, it definitely was marginally better, but no matter what marketing told anybody or, you know, them coming out with it to make more money, nobody actually thought, hey, this is the future of gaming. This was, hey, let's change some things in the PS4 and the Xbox and make it a little bit more powerful, but the same base and charge more money for it. So,
you know who did do it and actually did a good job of doing exactly that was Microsoft. Like, their newer version of their Xbox was leaps and bounds more powerful than the console that they originally put out, which was less powerful than like when the PlayStation 4 first came out and the Xbox One first came. PlayStation 4 was much better, much more powerful. Then Microsoft announced theirs. Sony announced the next one. At like the Microsoft console was leaps and bounds more powerful than the PlayStation 4 Pro, and they kind of sold it at a good price too, to like justify that amount of hardware in it. And it just kind of sucks that like they just don't have the games to back it up. You know what I mean? Like,
well, keep in mind though, as much as, you know, you can say this part of it, you know, it's more powerful, blah blah blah. You can take, like, there's no difference in games, right? You can take a disc and put it in an Xbox 3 or Xbox One and an Xbox One X, right? Like, you don't have to buy Xbox One games versus Xbox One X games.
Right.
So clearly they're still being developed the same. It's the same game. You know,
totally.
There's no big difference.
It's just the hardware that's changing. Like, you look at when PUBG came out on the Xbox One, it was a pile of fucking shit. It was the worst looking game I've ever seen in my life that got a full release on a next gen console as a, I don't want to say AAA title, but
Well,
pretty freaking. It was hyped.
they
It was
got
up
themselves. That's its own case.
But
They
hear
got
me out.
ahead of themselves.
But hear me out. When players put that game into the newest Xbox console, not the original, there was a massive difference in gameplay. The game was actually playable. Now you can debate that it still ran like shit and it's hard to play a BR with a controller to do all your item management, but as far as graphically and like the game actually working, like textures actually loading in and stuff like that, like the game worked. Like and that's the kind of stuff that I want to see with the next console. I want to see a noticeable difference. Like, and
I do want to say though that was, what the hell's her name? Bluehole? Is that right?
Yeah.
That was them, who clearly is not the greatest developer in the world, getting way ahead of themselves, having to shoehorn a bad port down from PC. So I think that's a lot of that. You kind of cherry pick that one. Let's be fair.
No, I'm just saying, but there's still plenty of games that like if you want a different reference, I think it was Bloodborne for PlayStation 4. There was basically no notice. If chat, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure there was no noticeable difference in frame rates where the game like tanked down to like 10 frames a second during this particular part, like on the bridge. Like, there's no like difference in like these newer, more powerful consoles. That like, why are you buying a new console to give you more power when it's like it's not? Like, my point was I feel like Xbox nailed that better with their new rendition of their console. Like, they actually made it make a difference in games, but it just sucks because they don't have the titles.
Well, not only that, but like I said, it was a pointless half upgrade. That is more the kind of upgrades that I think you were talking about, where it's this marginal difference. Yeah, it'll make a difference in games, but it's not going to take console gaming to a different level.
I think the difference between in the amount of time of the lifespan of the Xbox 360, PS3 to Xbox One and PS4, the graphical jump is, I don't want to say laughable because that just sounds disrespectful, but it's just not what I feel like we should be at. How long was the 360 out for, the lifespan of that console? Almost a decade?
I don't know.
I would bet that it was out for close to a decade. And like, yeah, they do look better. I'm kind of being a stick in the mud here about the whole thing. They do look better. They do look better, but the jump is, in my opinion.
So it came out in 2005.
The 360?
Yeah. And Xbox One came out in
2014?
Sounds right. Yeah.
4 years ago? That's...
Oh, no, I'm sorry, November 2013. So, 8 years.
Yeah. I don't know. It's food for thought. It was a good discussion. I see I'm picking up what you're laying down. So.
Don't you patronize me. So let's talk about something ridiculous.
Okay, lay it on me.
We just talked about game. Like, why? Do you know what we just were? We were the high school kids with a really big house whose parents just went on vacation and left a bunch of booze out. And you know what we did?
At first we were drinking, we're like, I love you, man. And then fighting over next-gen consoles.
Yeah, we didn't invite anybody over. We didn't have a party. We did nothing.
Oh, no, you're saying we didn't do shit.
Yeah.
Like, he gave us the keys and we drove the speed limit sort of thing.
Yeah. Like, we are Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and we did not steal that car.
I mean, I don't know. We didn't really talk about Destiny a whole lot. I feel like we No?
We didn't even talk about the thick house. We did. I'm so disappointed in us, Wilson. I thought out of anybody, you and I would go way off the rails.
What, you thought you were looking for like Dongcast levels of offness?
No. But I mean, like, keep in mind, like I said, you and I had like a 2-hour conversation about like where the universe ends and life on other planets.
Dude, I'll tell you right now, our fucking podcast listeners are not ready for my level of weird. Like I would have to start my own podcast and say the views and opinions of the Wilson podcast do not reflect those of Rezocast.
Do you
I
want
have to put a fucking disclaimer
Let's
at the
do
beginning of mine? What, you want to have like an off the wall weird
Yeah.
conversation? I don't think. No, I'm not ready to divulge.
Well, keep
to
in mind
this particular batch of listeners exactly how
it wouldn't
fucking
it
out
wouldn't
there.
be like the Wilson podcast where you just talk and we kind of listen. We'd all have our own kind of like little,
No,
you would talk. It would be about like conspiracy theories. I would talk. It would be about like strippers. Triton would talk. It would be like the stock market. Lego would talk about.
Lego would be, his face would be collapsed in the palm of his hands. Let's be real.
I don't know how Lego puts up with me. I'm gonna be completely honest.
I think he's paid too. I think you pay him too.
I don't know. I don't have that. No, I don't.
100%.
Nah.
You grind out PVE as payment because Lego's too busy in comp when he is on.
Oh, that's another one. Shout out to Lego. He got Not Forgotten the other day.
Did he really? He got it?
Yeah. Oh, no, wait.
Dude.
I'm sorry. He hit 5,500, so now he just needs the kills with Lunas. He does not quite have it, but I mean, he got the part that is difficult. Now he just needs the grind.
Did you see that clip where he got that triple down with that fusion rifle? And with
Yes.
one fusion shot? It's disgusting.
Chat, Gorniak says butt plugs. For girls only or for boys and girls? Discuss. I think we might pass on that one.
I'm going to answer with it's 2018. It's for everyone at this point.
All right. What movie? Oh, no, it wasn't a movie. It was an SNL clip with Pete Davidson where he was in like World War II and he got shot and he's like telling his like captain, like, tell my wife I love her, but I need you to go to my house and go in my drawer. There's this butt plug. He was like, it's shockingly big. Be ready.
What?
Yeah, it's really funny.
I don't think I saw that.
It was good.
That's approaching Doncast though.
Yeah, that's a little much for even me. I don't know. Give me a couple drinks. I mean, if there's anything else, I'm willing to talk about whatever. We got, a couple more minutes here maybe. We could call it, but I feel like this is like I don't want to waste this opportunity.
Did we even have any Twitter questions? Did we even post that?
No, I forgot. I've been busy. I'm bad.
Unbelievable. I'm like, well, I mean, I guess this would be a good time to open it up to chat.
I mean, it's.
Do you guys have any questions? Otherwise, yeah.
How do you feel about nipple clips? This is another one from chat.
I have no idea what those are. I'm sadly gonna Google this right now.
I guess it's just a clip that you put on your nipple. I feel like that one's kind of obvious, right?
$163. Oh wait, no, that's.
Oh, guess what I woke up to this morning?
What?
A flat tire.
Hey, me too. The other day, actually, I woke up. It was a rain day for work. Didn't have work. Got into my car, had a flat tire, and when I did actually get to like run around and borrow Sam's car and do all my errands, forgot my coffee on the roof of the car again.
Again.
Again. I didn't tell you about the first time that
happened?
happened?
No, I'm just saying it's funny. I just wanted to point out to everyone that this is not the first time.
My neighbors gotta think I am like the dumbest dude ever. Like I always like leave my house like like just hacking up a storm. And they're first of all, they probably think I'm sick like all the time. And then they're like, there he goes again, driving away with my lunchbox up there. I've left.
Or they're like, that dude is so baked all the time.
So like, I don't know. I bet like the old couple, like they're just clueless. Like the other neighbors are probably like, oh, he's just always coughing up a storm when he's leaving the fucking house. He just drive away. Like, what random item is sitting on the roof of his car today?
At least you didn't leave like a butt plug up there.
Why would it be on the roof of my car? It's like a very unsanitary place to keep something. I wouldn't want that anywhere near the outdoors. I'm just saying.
It's 2018, man. You can put your butt plug anywhere you want.
Ooh, if you could get a full body tattoo from neck to thigh, what would it be and why? You're a poet and didn't even know it. That's a good question.
I would get Wilson's face.
If I had to get a full body tattoo from neck to thigh,
Wilson's face.
I would get the entire like Ryu karate gi tattooed on my body, and then I'd also get muscles tattooed, so it looked like it looked like my muscles are actually big. That's what I do.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still going
the whole
Wilson's
karate
face.
gi with the ripped sleeves and the.
Are you gonna get a red headband?
I already have one.
No, I tattooed.
I mean, like, I could see how you do it around. Yeah, no. Firstly, you're like, why is he thinking about this?
No, actually, I was just reading the last thing Gorniak said in chat.
Oh God! Did you see the next question? Where would Wilson's lips be
Yeah.
on your body? Then?
So I was like, eh.
This is what happens when you open it up to chat. My bad.
That's the best idea ever. We just talked about nipple clips, having a butt plug on the roof of your car. Oh, you know what mine would be? I'd get, even though it would be exactly the same thing, I would get Ken's whole thing tattooed on me. And we could be like,
Aw.
yeah,
Aw.
yin and yang.
That's a good answer. I like it. Oh my God.
I don't even know what that means.
I can't even say that. I can't even say
All
that
right.
chat right now.
So, I think we're going to have to end it.
I think so.
That actually went better than I thought it was going to. I'm going to be completely honest. That was
It's
like,
not too bad.
that
Me and
was
you can
almost-
just shoot the shit forever. It's whether or not other people found it interesting.
yeah,
Fingers crossed.
we'll see.
Thanks for hanging out, everyone in chat. You guys are amazing. The real MVPs.
For sure.
You guys are the winners of my heart giveaway. Thank you guys.
I thought I already, never mind.
Oh, don't be needy.
Oh, I
right.
burped.
Ew.
I'm so sorry.
Unattractive. You have lost my heart.
You bite your tongue.
Anyway.
So yeah, first of all, thank you again to everyone here and to our wonderful sponsor, Blue Mics and Headphones, for all these snazzy things we have here. We'll have another giveaway at the end of the month, probably. We'll announce all that on Twitter, so pay attention there. You can find us there at Rezocast. And you can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Hov76, and Twitter at Hov76. Don't forget, the contest is over, but I thoroughly enjoyed all of the iTunes reviews, and we super appreciate it. So if you ever do want to leave another review on iTunes, you still can. If you haven't yet, we still will love you.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Reading some of those reviews
Oh, it
brought
was
like
fantastic.
a genuine smile to my face. So like,
Yeah,
thank you.
I got
for
an
real.
erection.
Some of
What?
Whoa! Some of you have been some like serious supporters and listeners, like long before I was even on this podcast. Like some of the stuff that you guys put in the reviews brought a huge smile to our faces. There was one night me and you were in a party and you were reading them aloud and we were cracking up.
Oh,
Like the
yeah.
one where the crazed Pokemon Go player.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, absolutely. So congrats to Eleneki for the win.
Winning
for
that
there.
shit.
Yeah, GG easy.
So where can we find you, Wilson? 709.
Wilson 709. I forgot about that. You can find me at your local drive-through eating all the food. But if
do you want to go
you
to Taco Bell?
no, we're doing Eaton Park.
Oh.
Fuck. But if you
Fuck
want
you.
to hit me up on Twitter and talk about anything, Pokemon Go, Red Dead Redemption, Fallout, the new Call of Duty, Destiny, anything, any of the above, hit me up at Ryu Wilson. That's RYU Wilson. Holla.
Yeah. I was just reading chat. They're making fun of me. Not that that's any different. But yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. And we'll be back next week. Lego will be back next week. I will be here next week. We will have
a structured podcast.
Oh, you didn't like this one?
I liked it. I'm just saying, I miss Lego. Dude, can we just take a minute to appreciate?
I do. I
Lego.
appreciate the shit out of Lego.
I know you do, but I'm just saying, can we take a minute to appreciate
Should we
him?
like bow our heads?
No, I just want to say I love you, Lego.
Love you, Lego.
Yeah.
Ooh, here's a good idea though. If you want to leave us, I don't even care if it's review, tweet, YouTube comment. Let us know what's your favorite part of the podcast, so we can bring you more of it. What do you enjoy about
thing
us?
to give away? We need to figure out a way to give that away.
You just give it to
for
me.
more- Well, you know I'll give it to you. But like, we need to figure out a way to give it away, whether it's more reviews or something. So
Just drop it in a mailbox and see where it shows up one day.
Oh my god.
Put a tracker on it, like Batman.
Better yet, just send someone a potato, huh, Hov?
Was
Anonymously.
it you?
No, dude, it wasn't. We should look into getting them as a sponsor.
I don't know who. Okay. Thank you. We'll catch you guys all next week. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. That's not the outro.
Until next week. GG.
GG.
Fucking hate you.